This is Feed Our Minds. I'm Jeremy. This is the icon of professional wrestling, Aaron Nova.
He doesn't mean that. It's a joke.
I mean that.
Don't mess with
And
me.
that wonderful melodic voice you hear off screen is Chef Candy, who is my wife, which is why I'm saying a lot of wonderful things about her, like every man should about his wife when he's being recorded.
There's a knife around.
She did say she had a knife. There's a lot. She has
a lot of weapons around, so you gotta say the nice things.
So this is a show about pretty much, it's a question and answer podcast. And the premise of the show, for me at least, before I roped you into it, was that our main channel is Nature and Chill 4K, and it's subtitled We Walk Together. And the thing is that when we're eating food, everybody kind of comes together and we can sit down and break bread and have a meal and do stuff like that and talk about what's on our mind, which people tend to do more freely when they're eating together, I think. So that's why we're gonna do a podcast, and hopefully it'll stick. And the amazing guests this week are
us. What's more amazing to start off than us three?
For the record, because I know what some of you are thinking, some of you know me, this was Gomez's idea. I was categorically against us being the first guest on this show because it feels like, just to me, I'm like, look, we're going to do the show more than once. We're going to do the show a lot, hopefully. Tune in, guys. And you're going to have to hear about us a lot. But the point is, we like to charge into things for it. And like
my idea behind it was, if we're gonna start this new show, let's introduce them to what we're doing, as well as ourselves, because we're just doing this on the fly right now.
He's probably right.
Getting people familiar with what's going on. That way they'll be like, I want to be on that show, which really doesn't take much with people today.
It doesn't. Plus we're offering free food.
That's how I got on the show. It was like Charlie Brown. I roped him in. Candy's cooking, come over, wah, 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 and I was like, yeah, I'm there.
I'm not gonna lie, it was like a 25-year contract. I just said, look, twice a month we'll feed you.
He made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
He's like, what kind of food? I was like slightly above fast food. No, I'm just kidding, Chef Candy. This is probably cheaper than fast food, actually.
Jeremy might not.
Oh, it's fine. She knows I'm kidding.
Let's take a bet if he makes
you
it
won't
to the
see
end of the episode.
You won't see fast food on this show. Wait, no, never. No. Okay, listen, you're probably gonna see fast food on this show once, because I told Candy that one episode I want a pile of chicken nuggets. And what better way to do a pile of chicken nuggets than to get them from a whole bunch of different places?
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, what's your top 5 chicken nuggets right now?
Like for us, I haven't. I'll be honest. I haven't been to a fast food place since the last time we went to Michigan for a food festival on the way back, and I believe the fast food place was Big Boy. We went to Big Boy because Big Boy doesn't exist in Tampa anymore.
No, it does not. What is that?
It was back in the day. Here it was a place you actually walked into. It was Frisch's Big Boy. It's an American diner, burgers, breakfast, and all that. And it used to be right down the street from where we are now, but it's been gone for many years because I'm old.
Many years. Jeremy's old, guys. This is going to be a recurring thing you're going to hear.
But up north,
if not from him, from me, I'm going to remind you all that Jeremy, in fact, is old.
I'm old. And Aaron is young, and you can tell because he feels that he needs to satisfy the mic up like this.
I gotta get up.
Back up, fool! You project. Now, so anyways, Big Boy is Big Boy. It's still a burger place. It's still like an American burger place, but up north it's turned into a fast food place with drive-thrus and stuff like that. But other than that, I always preferred McDonald's chicken McNuggets. I'm aware that they're not chicken. I'm aware that they're like a gelatinous goo. And guess what? What's up? She doesn't like that, but I will tear up. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't think I've ever found a chicken nugget that I don't like other than like a vegan fake nugget. And there's some of those that I'll do too, but I'm a nugget freak, man. I like nuggets. They're like boneless wings, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, I think boneless wings are nuggets, and I'm cool with that.
Same thing. Boneless chicken.
And you, I believe you like honey mustard.
I am a honey mustard guy. But I'm like, I can't eat too much of, I can't have the same thing over and over. I gotta switch it up.
See, I can eat the same thing over and over.
So like, you ever been to Burger 21?
But like twice. But yes, my niece used to work there, and then I think my nephew worked there.
So I only go there for like, because they have like this sauce bar, and there's like a bunch of dipping sauces.
That's amazing.
So it's like, I just love options. Like, so I would do the honey mustard, I would do barbecue, I would do sweet and sour.
You've eaten here before. You know how many sauces we do.
I'm a big sauce.
I mean, like you just half of the fridge is sauces.
The top of the fridge is loaded. There's one giant sriracha.
When we do the nugget show, there'll be at least 10 sauces out here for us to choose from.
How many nuggets can you eat in sitting, Jeremy?
Dude, I don't know.
Give the people the answers they need. How many nuggets right now?
Are we doing a food eating show? I don't know. How many do you think I can eat? Are we doing this?
Like
Are we gonna sit here and see how many nuggets I can eat on one show? We can do the show and I'll just sit here and eat nuggets and we can count them.
Yeah.
I'll do the counter on the bottom.
Well, then you better be buying them from the grocery store, not.
We'll get good nuggets.
Yeah.
All right, check this out.
He will be dead.
I'm cool with this. We'll do a show where we just get like 100 or 150 nuggets or something like that, and we'll do the counter and I'll put the counter on the bottom of the screen. The whole time we're doing the show,
like
I'll
when
just
I
eat
was
nuggets.
younger, I could eat a lot of stuff like that, but like now, like
He's the hot dog king too.
Hold on, some of our watchers don't even know what that is. What's the word?
the glizzy king.
The glizzy king.
Glizzy is king.
I can put
It's
down.
the term now for hot dogs.
One day I feel like I could take on like a Kobayashi or that dude that just got banned from the competition.
Oh yeah.
But like they're weird though. They're like dipping the hot dog. Bro, I'll just.
Why did he get banned?
Oh, he did. Well,
Steroids.
they're on a contract probably. They're on a contract with Nathan, so they can't work for other companies. And not only did he work for another company, he went and did a food eating thing for a vegan hot dog company.
Oh.
And Nathan's was like, you don't do vegan when you're caught
Yeah,
out.
you're killing the gimmick.
But the crazy thing is, like, I see all these guys dunking. I feel like I could go to one of those hot dog competitions with a squeeze bottle of ketchup and mustard, and I could. No, I can't do 7.
I think the most I've eaten in one sitting was like 5.
I've never actually tried any competition ever, or ever sat down ever and tried to see how many of something I could eat ever.
I don't think I could.
But I feel like nuggets. If we have an hour show, baby, how many nuggets do you think I could eat in an hour?
I don't know.
A lot.
At least 50.
Just eating without competing. Like,
At least
Yes.
50.
Casual eating.
Oh, if
casually eating 50 nuggets.
If I was trying to do it like for speed, I don't know. But if for in an hour I could eat it, I'd say at least 50. We can try it. I'm down.
I think I could probably get to like 15, and then I'll start to hurl.
15.
Like when I was younger, maybe I could eat a lot. Like remember, like when 20 nuggets came out, like the 20.
Well, they have a 40 pack now.
It was like 50 at one point.
Okay, see, I haven't eaten like fast food since they invented that. So I still haven't gotten like a 50 pack of nuggets ever.
Jeremy is old.
In fact, I remember.
Hey, I'm older. Shut your face.
Yeah.
hole.
She's only. Like
I
22.
remember when
You can't see her right now.
we went to McDonald's when the 40 pack came out, and I was psyched because I hadn't eaten fast food in a while, and they gave me 2 20 packs, and I remember being upset because I was like, I know it's the same thing, but I was like, I want a box, right?
Big box case with the handle.
Yeah, we can
I
do
do enjoy
whatever.
that, like the Dunkin' Donuts Munchkins. I like those, like that box. The little tiny.
We'll put away some munchkins.
Yeah, Munchkins. I was like, oh, I will only eat like 1 or 2, and then like 8 later, it's like, all right, I'll stop.
Dunkin' Donuts, we need to do a breakfast show for that. Dunkin' Donuts is half a block in that direction.
Yeah.
Also, shout out if you're listening, Hole in One Donuts is also.
Hole-in-one is.
They're a half a block away, bro.
That's the good stuff.
Of course,
Right there.
whereas used to you'd be able to go in there and get some donuts.
Mhm.
Man, they have a line. They close at 11 a.m. over here now because their line starts at like 5 in the morning, and by 11 a.m. they're out of everything. And I
They
mean,
have,
it's
like,
all.
those assorted donuts. Like they have like so many different like combinations and like cereal and bacon.
They're
and all this
ridiculously good.
I would get that like somebody every once in a blue on a Friday would bring like a box like hole in one. You just get the Krispy Kreme, dozen glaze, and it's just like, oh, here you go, guys. But then like when new people come in, like new management comes in, they try to really make an impression, so they get the good stuff. And when they would bring hole in one, it's like, okay.
Oh man, it's
No
like-
lunch today.
It's right there. I don't know if you know this, but during COVID, the family got down to like, because we do large events and wrestling, so we got down to like we couldn't do anything. We couldn't work for like 2 years because we couldn't do large scale events.
I remember.
So I was door dashing. And it used to be you could go to Hole in One Donuts as a door dasher, boom, boom, in, out, get your food. Towards the end of COVID, you'd have to go there as a door dasher. And I'd be sitting there waiting for like 20, 30 minutes just to get my order. That's how popular they got in such a short. And I used to be like, oh, they're right there. Now it's like, man, I gotta get there like 5 a.m. or like 11 and hope that they have
Break
anything
night
left.
just to get some, some donuts.
But yeah, we're kind of an eater. That's why we're a food family. So that's why we did this show.
Yeah,
with the food.
I've always, and I know people wondering, like, Aaron, you and Jeremy again. So our relationship, you would think like we bonded through wrestling, but no, it was like pandemic. I had a broken arm. I was here, and we were just eating.
Have we actually been in the ring together at the same time?
I speared you once. There's a video somewhere floating out.
Wait,
there.
what? You
Yeah.
speared me?
Yeah, through a table. I think it was on fire.
No, okay. I was like, no, wait a minute. I was like, I don't think we've ever had
spear you. I don't remember if there was a chair there.
I've only did
table.
one. I could swear I've only done one spot with Matt Seidel.
No,
Kicked at me.
It was me, man. It was me.
That wasn't you that did that because you can't do that high kick. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well,
I mean, you're an
Jesus,
athletic
I can't.
beast.
You know, I just.
But-
do I need it?
I would say. I mean, you're like Goldberg.
That's his thing.
You're like
man.
Goldberg, so
Kind of,
so
yeah.
don't do the high kick.
Yeah, Goldberg won't do a high kick. Clearly, when he did, it just didn't work out. So.
Why is that in my head? Because we just watched that show
Yes.
on.
Who killed WCW?
Good old Brett.
Good old Brett.
Good old Brett.
That's the man.
I don't mind talking about this. We can because we both watched the show.
I mean, unless Bret
Who
Hart watched
killed
the show.
WCW? The best thing about that show, and I told you this, the best thing about that show is watching Kevin Nash sit there smugly and say, "Who killed
You know what I'm waiting for?
WCW?"
I'm waiting for the Unsolved Mysteries guy, and then that little
Robert
jingle-
Stack.
Do at the end of it. Who killed WCW?
Oh, the last time I think Robert Stack did like one of those things was in basketball, wasn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
That was like the last cameo I've seen.
That's got to be top 3 favorite movies for me. Basketball,
Comedy?
comedy. I'm
Grandma's
a big
Boy.
I'm a big comedy guy.
Oh, we love comedy, but I think Grandma's Boy is just a little over
I
baseball.
can quote you on that one. But for me, like basketball was like the first like adult funny movie I've seen as a kid. So,
Really?
Yes. So like.
Again, I'm older than you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So guys, if you didn't know, if I haven't mentioned.
I remember Kentucky Fried Movie, the Zucker brothers, when they were young men.
Jeremy is
I'm not old.
old.
I'm older. I am opulent
Yeah.
and experienced.
Look at that. He's
Stop.
old.
So yeah, basketball.
Basketball. First, like, adult comedy movie, like, I seen as a kid, and I just thought, like, the never-ending, like, random comedy bits in that movie would
So-
just, like, unsolved mysteries.
That was great.
Like,
The
what's
whole-
a,
the-
like
the-
a random...
I think didn't we for like a gimmick one time? Weren't we gonna do like the sack race talk about gimmick at a wrestling show? Like this person beat this person.
Yeah.
They're having to. Did
Yeah.
we do it?
Yeah, I don't think we... I've done so
My
much...
short term is.
I've done so much wacky things that I just don't remember anymore. Unless somebody, like, I'd be in conversations and be like, you know, you wrestled this guy, and remember when you did this? And I was like, I didn't until right now.
I don't remember all of
I
it.
I put so much stuff out.
And I don't get hit with chairs as much as you guys, but I don't remember.
Getting hit with a chair sucks. I actually got hit with a chair before Japan, and it was like, it made the flight going up
I've
a little
only
uncomfortable.
I've only hit people with chairs,
I
and
speared you.
I don't. I swear to God, I don't remember it. I'm not gonna deny it.
There's
I just
a
don't
sweet
remember it.
picture, If you look hard
Is
enough,
there?
There's a picture on the internet of me spearing Jeremy. It's pretty awesome.
Did I sell?
And I think probably not. You probably got back up.
Shut up! But
It's totally like killed
Wow.
my character here.
Yeah, right. Sure, I did.
There goes my Goldberg one. Thank you, Jeremy.
Whatever. I didn't no sell you.
Noveberg came to an
I
end.
didn't no sell you at all,
Just
man.
got up and just like dusted off.
It's like Leo. Flop! Back up, bro.
Burning Spirit. It was like, okay.
Burning spear. Okay.
I want to say there was a table.
No, bro, because what table? Like, I've only broken 2 tables because they're expensive as hell nowadays.
Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy no so. Yeah, Jeremy no seller over here. Got back up.
Okay.
He's really good at selling. He did very good with my
Oh.
I'm serious, and I don't
Did
remember.
really good with Matt Seidel.
Yeah,
Really?
I thought he was
Loves
getting-
me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Corky Romano loves me. He
Shout out to
is
Matt Seidel.
the.
Cheers.
I
I don't know
will,
if you drink or not.
I will not cheers Matt, but whatever. No, I did. He did. I thought he was gonna
He's
kill
always
me.
been nice to me.
You guys ready for your
He wanted to.
orders?
Yes, he wanted to strangle me after that show. Like he literally said he was gonna throttle me. If you've ever heard me talk about being throttled, he wanted to kill me because I no sold one of his. I did no sell one of his
So
things.
Jeremy is a no seller and he's old. So now
No, he was a baby face and he came charging through the ropes when we were doing the whole forefront thing.
Before we attack this, Jeremy, what do we have right
Anyway.
in front of us right here?
No.
Miss Candy, Chef Candy,
Chef.
feed our minds. What
Some
do we got?
garlic toast.
Don't try to protect me from heat like that.
What?
He knows I don't like him.
You got to the whole end of the story.
Stop! No, okay, I didn't.
You got to the whole story.
There was a part where Eddie putting other stuff. I didn't finish the story. Never mind.
I wasn't around.
What do we got here, babe?
What do we have?
Some bruschetta.
Some bruschetta.
Bruschetta.
What's it made of?
Tomatoes, strawberry, onions,
I know.
some basil we grew, some purple basil,
Some microgreens.
microgreens.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Are they lovely?
Cheddar cheese,
This is
and some sharp
Very
cheddar
gorgeous
cheese.
right here. This is a pretty dish right
Where's
here.
yours? Aren't you
Mine's
eating?
right here.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
So what is the sauce on the top of these cheese slices? I don't know if the camera...
Just balsamic and olive oil.
how's the camera? You're on that side of the camera. What does it look like? How are we looking?
It's far away.
far away, huh?
Get in there, Jeremy.
Here you go. Go right ahead. Don't move the camera. You got to move the food.
Oh, I know.
Go right ahead.
Look at that. Look at that right there.
There's that.
It's still on the camera?
Yes.
Look how
Nice. Lovely.
I
beautiful
just
this
touched
looks.
it.
I almost like how does some like I'm a barbarian. How do I eat? Oh, there we go.
Just like that.
Just like that. So we just go right in.
Yep.
Oh, pinky out.
Always.
Fancy.
Always pinky out.
What?
You eat it just like that, baby. Just like that.
All right, super strength Aaron over here.
See, I'm older than
My time-
so I know how to hold things. Back in my day, before we had spoons and the
you
like.
know, back in when the wheel was invented.
1892.
Year one.
That was
Jeremy,
you probably love that movie. Year One. You like Year One?
Jack Black. And,
Good comedy?
Yes, Michael Cera.
I'm Catholic. Are you Catholic?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a very funny movie for Catholics because the whole movie is basically picking on Catholics, which is fine. Which is fine. We we have a heart of gold. We let things slide. It's fine. Did I just break the religion talk on YouTube?
We're just gonna zoom
That was it, YouTube. No more religious talk from me. I'm just saying to a Catholic person,
Zoom in on me.
in all our hateful spite and lovely awesomeness, I thought it was a pretty funny movie the way they went through the whole Bible all the way to.
Yeah,
Where did they end? They ended in Egypt, right?
Egypt. Yes.
Egypt? Was it Egypt or was it the? Oh, they ended with the king.
Yeah.
The king as the one of the evil sorcerers. Oh,
Yes.
God.
The king. Was that the one
Oliver
who
Platt.
He asked to
Ol-
get Oliver Platt.
Oliver Platt. He's the
Okay.
second. He's the second
Yes.
magician. Remember, the first one is Brody.
Mhm.
Adrian Brody plays the
Adrian
first
Brody.
magician with his fingers. That's right. It's a good movie. No, we love comedies. That's good stuff. Between that and Grandma's
I got
Boy
it this
and
time.
you got it this time.
Yeah, the first one just like I
Yeah.
crushed it.
Look, I'm already rubbing off on you. See, the pinky's out.
When in doubt, pinky
The
out.
pinky is
Shout
out.
out to Patrick and SpongeBob.
That's what That's what separates us from animals, sir. The
Yes.
ability to pinky out while we're eating.
I'm the animal. You're the human being.
Oh, you're the animal.
You know,
How can
I'm
I?
the. Like I said, they're gonna zoom in on me eating, and look at this fat guy go. I don't think I have some kind of.
The whole podcast was just really an excuse to eat.
See? Like I said, I didn't hear anything you said. You said, "Hey Nova, would you like to do a show with me?"
Food.
And I was like, Jeremy, I don't know. I'm kind of boring. I like to just hide in the shadows and poke my head out every now and then. And then you were like, no! You're entertaining.
And topical.
Very topical.
Very topical. You pay
Trendy.
attention to what's going on. It's probably because you get on social media like 4 a.m.
Yeah, I doom scroll a little bit.
while you're supposed to be working, but he does his job. And then by 7 a.m. you've already put out 42 memes, at least 42 memes.
Yeah, I once I learned how to make my own memes, I was just like, and sometimes it's not even memes. It'd just be like zoom in of my face somewhere in a picture or somebody.
The notorious Nova face picture.
This is delicious. I like the little zinginess.
She's amazing.
Has a little zing.
As a Spanish-Italian kid, I went and found myself a young lady from Ocala, and
Ooh, Kala.
Ocala, and she can come to the cookout because she cooks pretty well. she's pretty good.
So where did you meet Candy? Was it in Ocala?
MySpace.
Wow!
I met her on MySpace.
On MySpace.
Tom, I was just telling her yesterday, one day, when Tom dies, when Tom from MySpace dies, I'm going to be at his funeral, man. I'll be like, thank you, brother. Tom from MySpace helped me find a wife and I have 2 beautiful daughters. No, it was when I was a musician. She followed my band on MySpace. She said hello to me because that's the type of woman she is. She's a... I'm just kidding. Ah! No, she's beautiful. She
Straight to the point. What
straight
time
to
are you going on?
Yeah, what time I was going on?
I was going there on a date.
Because I was like, baby.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I was like, baby.
Chef Candy.
I was like, listen here, baby. I was like,
Always cooking
does it
something
look like I know what time I'm taking the stage? I was like, either first or last. It doesn't matter. I'm either opening the show hot or I'm finishing it hot. No, I didn't say any of that. And I told her the story from her was that I was to the point. I wasn't trying to be a fucking asshole or anything like that. I can say that.
We can say it.
She thought I was a girl
Yeah, I thought it was a girl.
because I was polite.
What?
Because I wasn't hitting on her.
Was this like way before Catfish? We're talking like this.
This was before Catfish. We actually know somebody that's been on the show Catfish.
We're gonna bring him on this show eventually.
No, I'm not bringing. We're not bringing Mecca
That
on
was
the
a
show.
catfish, ladies and gentlemen.
The young lady that was catfished on Catfish, they're actually her parents are actually the one that bought our physical food truck from us when we sold our food truck.
Nice.
And she was catfish.
MySpace. What time are you going on?
On MySpace?
No, when you were performing, it was a date?
That show?
I was going on a date with someone else.
That show, we were headlining.
And
we were headlining?
I wanted to go see a band. That's what I wanted to do. So I found a local band in the area. And the date never panned out, obviously, because I didn't meet him there. I met him at my work. That I invited him and his drummer to come have drinks with me.
And then we went to, not Waffle House, Perkins?
Wow.
Was it Perkins or Denny's or...
I think it was Denny's.
Was it Denny's? We had Moons Over Miami.
Yeah.
And there was no Eggs Benedict because we weren't at Village Inn. Which bothers me, but Moons Over Miami floats it. And that's it. And obviously I sealed the deal. I bought her a Moons Over Miami, I think. And that was it.
See how it all comes back to food on this show?
It does. And
Moons over MySpace.
this was
to
lovely,
Moons
baby.
Over Miami.
This was lovely. Thank you.
This was amazing.
I'm handing it to you off. Yeah, we haven't been... we've been together for 15 years.
15 years.
2009.
And no shit, we haven't been apart for many hours in that 15 years. We're like totally to each other. It's sad. I'm turning to my father like I can't go anywhere without her or do anything without her, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. I love being married, gentlemen.
I'm not married.
He's not.
Or dating.
One of these years,
But I'm looking.
he's gonna be
Single and ready for a Pringle. Because it all comes back to food on this show.
married. If you like Pringles and podcasting and icons of wrestling that also dabble in the entertainment field,
I am a personality in the world of wrestling.
Captain Aaron Nova is ready to go on a date Dutch with you. Obviously sharing because
Hold on.
you got to share because equality is a big thing with Mr. Nova. So we don't want to. He doesn't want to assume that somebody needs him to pay for anything.
No, not at all.
So ladies,
If you want to treat
ladies,
me to a nice
you need to
Moons Over-
treat him
Moons Over
to
Miami.
respect.
And respect, yes.
I was watching whatever podcast this morning. So what you're going to do is you need to judge these ladies that are taking you out, and you need to set a price and ask them what they can afford to take you out with, and then you can judge if they're going to be a good person or not.
Wow.
I was watching whatever. It's a YouTube show. It was a funny girl.
thing.
It's a thing.
And
So,
now we're on the second
ladies,
part of
I'm going
our
to put
meeting.
Aaron Nova's number on the
no,
bottom
dear
of the
God,
screen.
no.
If it's a 555 number, please don't call it, but it'll probably be a 555 number.
Enough
And what
about
are we
me.
having next?
Second
So
course.
instead of salad, I decided to do coleslaw.
Coleslaw?
Is this the Southern coleslaw?
Southern coleslaw.
I tried to tell her not to say
Creamy
Southern because
and
we don't
vinegar.
want to turn off our liberal or Democratic followers.
I'm sorry, I'm from the South.
Southern, they automatically think we all vote that certain way that we're not going to say because we don't want to get demonetized.
He's talking to me like that because I'm the caveman of the show.
You're not the caveman of the show.
I'm kind of like Brendan Fraser here.
You're
Are you Pauly Shore? Would you be the?
I would
No.
be,
Pauly Shore.
okay.
Let me try this Southern
I'll be Pauly Shore.
coleslaw here. We
Caveman?
got here from Chef Candy. Chef Candy, tell me about this recipe for the Southern coleslaw.
And it's just how my mom and my grandmother used to make it.
Where are they from?
Ocala. And my grandmother's from Georgia.
Georgia. What part of Georgia?
Savannah, I believe.
I told you, I found the most country girl I could find as a Spanish Italian boy.
Yeah.
And,
What a unique mix right there.
Fantastic mix. She's freaking awesome. She puts up with a Spanish Italian boy. I'm a
I've
pain in
been-
the ass. You know me, I'm a pain in the ass.
I've been to Savannah, Georgia.
It's beautiful.
I want to say it was 2019. I had lost my car probably a month or two before.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you lost it in Savannah. Okay, continue.
No, I lost my car, and then I had a friend in New York who said, "Hey, me and another set of friends are going down to Savannah. You want to come?" And at this point in life, I don't remember where I was mentally or emotionally, or I can't describe it now. But the best way to describe it was, I said, "Absolutely," knowing I had no car, no means to getting there. So I actually got a car probably that Thursday, and then Friday I drove off to Savannah, Georgia with another buddy of mine.
Were you working? Were you working?
Yes, I was working at the time.
Who were you working? Sting?
The Stingman?
Stinger?
Yeah,
Okay.
Stinger. And yeah, drove out, bought a car Thursday, rode out to Savannah Friday, like went to work. And I was like, all right, I'm going to Georgia, everybody. Threw my friend in the car, and then we drove off, and that is, Savannah's beautiful. I think I've been to a few little cities in Georgia, Atlanta as well, and I think the most one I had was Savannah.
I just like driving in Atlanta.
No.
It's my favorite. Who doesn't like driving in
I
Atlanta?
could not stand driving. We're passing through Atlanta. Every time I gotta go up that way.
We have a lovely time-lapse shot on the network of our driving through Atlanta. And even in time-lapse, like 20 times speed, it's still really, really slow driving through Atlanta.
Still in traffic. You should do that on
What a
I-4 and
beautiful
27.
shot. I think I have a good shot of I-4.
And 27?
I don't know if it's on 27, but
That's got to be the portal to hell. That is the worst intersection ever.
No, ma'am. I'm still thinking Atlanta. And I've driven in downtown Detroit, and that's pretty bad on the car. Don't get me wrong. I effing love Detroit. But Atlanta is, yeah. Atlanta, I love you. I love you. I love everything you do. I love your hot dogs. I love your sporting teams. No, I don't. I'm a Bucks fan. But the driving situation, your 8 lanes is not enough. I think you all need to go to maybe a 20-lane system. Thank you.
Flying cars.
Flying cars. Can you imagine flying cars and being in
No.
traffic?
In Atlanta?
The way people drive now on the ground. No way.
I can imagine a traffic jam at the varsity.
I remember Back to the Future. Like even driving then, that perception of driving was just, it looked reckless then.
Back to the Future.
Too.
Did you see that in a theater?
No, VHS.
How old were you when that came out?
Did you see it in theaters?
I did see it in a theater. I saw it in a dollar theater in not Banner Oak, North Carolina. I'm sorry, in Boone, North Carolina, right next to it's literally Appalachia State University is right across the street from the theater, and it's an old school dollar theater. And I saw that with my theater for $1.
He's a
For $1.
classic man, ladies and gentlemen. Because Jeremy Gomez
I'm not.
is old.
I am learned. Learned in the ways of oldness.
Man, you seen it in that theater, yeah. VHS.
So what are we doing on this show? Are we just goofing? Was this really just an excuse
I thought
to
we
eat?
had, nice had a conversation.
I mean, in the future.
Delicious food.
What are we going to accomplish?
This is a pilot here.
Is it changing the world?
Yeah.
Or
We're
is
having
it,
a conversation. We're getting to learn about each other.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll have guests. We'll learn about them.
that's the goal.
But I think the real treat here is this amazing food.
It is.
Southern cold slaw.
This isn't just for the show. She legitimately cooks food. You've eaten here before.
Yeah.
She legitimately cooks food like this all the time.
Delicious.
It's freaking amazing. And, again, it's going to be... Of course we're going to goof off a lot.
Well, yeah,
That's us.
I don't know how not to. If we were serious, what would we be doing? Like, what's a serious
God, what would we...
over this amazing food?
Well-
How could you get serious over this food?
I never want to talk about... I don't ever really want to talk about politics because that just makes people argue.
I don't know about politics.
Sure. I don't want to talk about, other than the religious joke earlier, because we're Catholic. I don't want to talk about religion because everybody's
respect all
religion is,
religion.
and everybody's religion is their own thing. I'm a big believer in what you want type of person.
Yeah.
But I think platforming is a big deal, and I think being able to give other people platforms to get.
So what are you thinking? Platforms? What is Super Mario?
Yes.
Prince of Persia.
I'm Atari.
Jeremy Gomez
It's right over there.
is old.
It's right. It's literally behind you on the shelf, right next to the GameCube. Yeah, GameCube. Atari's older by far.
Well, yeah.
You don't see all they're all right
Wow, I
there.
see
We've got
all that. I
Atari,
see GameCube.
Nintendo, Super Nintendo,
I see the giant
Wii,
Atari.
GameCube, PS,
We can't.
PS5,
We're
PS2.
pointing. Thank you very much for scanning.
Got the retcon over there with like the super.
Retcon.
The retcon, which the
Old?
no retcon's the thing that you can play Genesis game, Super Nintendo games,
Oh, okay. So it's
Nintendo
like
games,
it's basically like an emulator system,
but you put the real games into it.
multifunction.
It reads Sega Master System, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Genesis games. I have them all. I have all the system, but it got to the point where that takes up a lot of room.
Yes.
So I had to start.
Very bulky systems.
When I finally got the PS5 that takes up a lot of room, I had to start downsizing the shelf. I say when I finally got the PS5 because UPS lost it for.
When did you get a PS5? Because I remember there was an era where it was like
It's been
San Francisco Gold Rush. It was so hard to find.
It's only been about. I got the PS5 a week before the Harry Potter game came out, so it's only been about a year and a half. But like I waited a long time because I wasn't. I'm big on. I play Assassin's Creed, Final Fantasy, and Kingdom Hearts. It's pretty much my games.
Yeah.
Uncharted I play once in a while too, but I was playing Assassin's Creed still, Valhalla, when the PS5 came out, so I didn't want to upgrade because I figured there wasn't going to be any games for it till like Harry Potter came out.
Like way later.
So I finally ended up buying it, and then it was on its way here from PlayStation, and they lost it.
So did they get you? Did they like, oh my god, we're so sorry, we'll refund you?
They didn't. I was on the phone with everybody at PlayStation. They're like, no, it was dropped off. Like, no, bro, your people ganked it. Like, no, they wouldn't have. Yeah, they ganked it, bro. It's gone. It's a PS5, bro. Like, nobody can. So
because that period in time, like that pandemic era, where it was just like people, it was a limited amount, kind of randomly, just a random limited amount.
For some reason, a limited amount. Great job, guys.
And then people were like buying them, and then flipping them for like twice the price, and it was just like,
yeah, and I wasn't about to do that.
Yeah, forget that.
It wasn't my first go around, obviously, with PlayStation, so I was like, yeah, I'm not doing the thing that I do every time, like, oh, PS2 comes out, I'm going to get it day one, so you can play Kessen. Fantastic. PS3 comes out, I'm going to get it day one, so you can play Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Only game out, tell a story to her, it was the only game out, all of our thumbs were like strained, like, and bruised, because the only game that was out was Tony Hawk, so you're playing flip tricks for 3 weeks on your. So I didn't do it this time. I didn't get it when it came out.
I got a lot of things like late. I think 360 now. I got a lot of things late. I want to say the one I got. No, I can't. I got it months later, and I'm a gamer, but like I get hooked on one system for so long, and then it's like I forget like a new system is out. Or like the new game is out, I was like, oh, let me try this. Like I usually get talked into buying a new system.
We've only had one Xbox. Treehouse Lee sold it to us.
Oh, look at that.
Treehouse, and then it broke. Ring of Death, every Xbox.
Oh yeah, it's a classic era. Man.
So we're a PlayStation/Nintendo family. I have finally weaned the little ones off of Xbox.
I had a little bit of everything, so it's like I was big on Sega. Sega Dreamcast would be like my first system.
I don't have a Dreamcast anymore, but I loved my Dreamcast.
Yeah, Dreamcast was like the first like
Soul Calibur 1, Panzer Dragon.
I'm a big
Sonic was on it.
Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 was like.
I don't have my 3DO anymore. I don't have my TurboGrafx 16 anymore. I don't have my Neo Geo anymore. Jeez. I have every other system that I've ever had other than those. Old. Yeah, old. Oh, and I don't have my Turbo Express anymore. And I don't have my CDX anymore. My CDX was my favorite. You know what a CDX is?
What is that?
CDX was Sega CD. Sega CD came out with a second gen Sega CD, and then Sega CD came out with CDX, which was a Sega CD system this big. It was about the size of a Walkman.
Yeah.
So you could carry it with you and play your Sega and plug it in like a personal, or you could play it like a Walkman.
Oh my god.
My father was a lawyer and a judge. I had a little bit of money to spend.
Sega was ahead of its time, but I feel like they just pumped a little too much out.
What? You don't love Sewer Shark? I've got Sewer Shark on PS5 now.
Like 16-bit wars. They were going balls to the wall, but they were doing too much back to back, and I feel like they were spending a lot of money and not. People were like trying to play catch up because you had your Sega Genesis, Mega Drive, 32X, Sega CD, Sega
TurboGrafx 16, Saturn,
like, all
64X.
Came out in the span of like I feel like 5 years.
Neo Geo, did. Oh, brother, it was crazy back then, man. Like your friends would all have a different. Now everybody's got like 2 systems, right? Yeah. Sometimes 3. Some people have the Nintendo.
Maybe play like 2 games.
I love my Nintendo. It's one of my favorite. Playing Zelda on it still one of my favorite things. But most people have one of the 2 systems now. Yeah. Again, one of the 2. They usually have one of the 2 systems plus the Nintendo. Yeah. Which is usually how it seems to be now. Or some people have a Steam Deck now.
Yeah, Steam Deck.
But back then you would go to all your friends' house and everybody would have like, oh man, you'd go over here and they'd have a CDX, or you'd go or a TurboGrafx 16, or you'd go to your other friend's house and you'd have a 3DO, or you'd go over to your other friend's house, they've had the Nintendo. So There was a big boom back then, man. They had so many games coming
So
out.
many options.
You had Sonic, you had Mario, you had Bonk, you had like Vigilante for Turbo
Super.
Graphics. You had crazy games back, and everybody was coming out with handhelds back then.
Yes, handhelds were.
Turbo Express.
I would say actually no. Game Boy would be my Game Boy Color. And that lime green. That would be my first system. But like first console would be Sega Dreamcast.
I killed the Game Boy when it came out, man. It came out. Game Boy came out, and you had Tetris, and then you had Super Mario. Super Mario. I want to say
3?
Land,
Yeah.
World, whichever one was on the GameCube. World was on my
Super Mario World
is Super Nintendo because that's the one with
so it'd be Mario Land.
Mario Land.
Mario Land.
Killed that game for. And then they had. I think I remember there being a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game on the system too, and I remember playing that for a while.
Me, I'm just Pokemon Red. That'd be like the first game, probably like 5 years old that I had. And I know that game inside and back where you, like, I play it to this day. Like, I got a little portable, it looks like a Game Boy Advance SP.
Right.
But like portable emulators, because that's like the big things now. So you can just put the games in, and then you have like options like I can go Game Boy Advance, Super Nintendo, Genesis, things of that generation, and that system can power it, and I can play it mobily. So first thing I do is Pokemon Red, because I know I beat that game probably like 100 times, but it's always so fun to go back and just go through that journey.
I just deleted finally Pokemon Go off of my phone this past week.
See, I was one of those who only played it
I've officially given up.
that week, and then
I've officially given up. I'm not going to catch them all. Which it's just sad because when I was young,
Yeah.
I tell my Candy would ask, why are you play that? Well, because in the 90s, I said I was going to catch them all, and I'm not a goddamn quitter. So when Go came out, I was like, all right, man, I'm a Pokemon track. Sadly, I did not catch them all.
well, maybe that's because it's like probably like 700 Pokemon now.
Yeah, there's a lot, and I have a lot of them. I had
It
some.
started with 150, and it's just like that's a lot.
I'm like the variant king. I had so many variants, but
All
it got
the
to the point.
Chinese and stuff.
Yeah, and then there was the point where I also had the Harry Potter game that was like Pokemon Go.
Oh,
You ever
yes,
played that?
with the spells, yeah.
That lasted. I remember we flew into Atlanta Airport one time, and it glitched on me, and that was it for that. I was like, I'm done. Plus, there's Pokemon stops everywhere in here.
How rough is a video game glitch? Or like just losing a save file?
A video game glitch. I was playing Stranded Deep on my PS. I was streaming Stranded Deep. You can see it on the site. You can actually go to the site. No, I might have deleted it because I have so much on Stranded Deep. I have such a big house that I built that the game glitches out now when I get anywhere near it. So I sat there a 15-minute glitch yesterday, and then rage quit, and that was it for Stranded Deep, and I deleted it off the PS5.
So you're a rage quitter.
Just on that, here's his backstory about Stranded Deep. Stranded Deep was going for a long time, and then one day we all around the world logged into Stranded Deep, and Stranded Deep's mainframe had crashed and deleted everyone across the world's Stranded Deep file. And we're talking 200. Stranded Deep is a game where if you die, the game's over. It's a survival game. So we're talking 700 days in, and everybody's system crashes. And this was people like playing this forever, and they did nothing about it. They were like, oh well. Didn't give anybody's money back for things that they nothing.
Like, oh, we got you.
And one day they finally
had
fixed.
a good run.
Yeah, and they finally fixed the game one day, but they didn't give anybody's stuff back. So we gave it another try, and we started playing again, and then the game started glitching on me again. So I was that was.
I was looking at that game and it's just like, oh, it looks like something. Because I like the solo like survival craft builders, like games I like to take time and explore and find stuff.
That's what. Well, it got to the point where I had like an 8-story house. My house was bigger than the island. In fact, my house was extending over into the water.
Yeah.
And then I had like 5 helicopter landing pads.
Yeah.
And then I tried to build a bridge from one island to another island on Stranded Deep. So my bridge got to as far as you could go before that started glitching out. Then when I tried to come back, my house was too much for the board to take, and I can't even get back anymore. I can't swim back. I can't fly back.
Took over the whole damn map.
Yeah, I'm crazy on Stranded Deep, man. I was one of those people on that game that actually swam from island to island instead of trying. I don't. It's the weirdest thing. Like these people, like, oh my god, it takes them 30 days to build a raft and blah blah blah. Oh my god, I just got in the water and swam to one island. No sharks eat you. Even if a shark bites you, you just keep going. They disappear. I would swim with all my gear from island to island. I don't know. That's cheating.
I like that though. I like the idea of just like games like those survival crafts where you just get dropped off and you just gotta figure it out.
And that's how that game was.
And I like Minecraft or Subnautica or 7 Days to Die, like survival craft games like that.
And I had played none of those before Stranded Deep, any of them.
I started. I want to say, what's the first like survival craft? I would say Minecraft. Minecraft was like a big hit.
My daughter plays that. I don't play. I've played Minecraft for maybe 5 or 6 hours. Which is crazy because I love Legos. I love building all that stuff, and I like building games. Sim World, all that crap that used to come out. I love that, but I never got into
about
it.
it now. Actually, it wasn't mine. It was called Castle Builder, I think. Castle Builder or Castle Miner on the Xbox 360 Indie Arcade. I think where like they had like those indie games and you can upload those indie games and sell them.
Huh. I remember that.
Yeah, that was that indie games. Indie
that.
games on the arcade, and it was like $20, and I was like,
That's what Steam Deck does now, right? A bunch of indie games.
yes, Steam will have like a lot of
See, it's crazy. Like I have an actual Steam Deck like system, like the box,
yeah
and a controller, like an actual
yeah.
that I got the Steam box for $1. They had this crazy sale one time
Where did you go?
on Steam.
Hot Bins?
No, like the company had this sale one day where it was get the box for like $1 and got the controller for like $2. So I have the actual Steam box. And originally, I don't mind saying this. Originally, it was so that I could take what's on my computer
Yeah.
and put it on my other TV. Because you remember how you log on to your
Yeah.
computer. So it was back when you used to be able to maybe get a couple UFC videos for free on your computer. So I would get it.
Nobody.
I don't care. So I don't do that
They're
anymore.
coming for him now.
Nobody watches that anymore, Connor. Anyways, so I would use it to watch that on my main TV. So like I've had the Steam Deck for like 10 years now and a controller, really nice controller, and I don't even know how to get any games on. I've never actually played a game on Steam Deck. I don't know. You got to show me how to do it. Maybe one day.
I don't have a Steam. I'm big on Steam on PC. So like my friend always gives me crap for it. But like
It is on PC. It's just the box that then makes it
so
go to
I
your
got a
TV.
friend Santos who always he talked me into the PS4. He talked me into the PC.
Smart, not smart.
He talked so I got a PC, and the first thing I do, I'm playing Sonic Adventure. So he would always give me crap for like, you buy a $1,500 PC supercomputer and you retro game with it. He would always get upset with me, but so I'm big on that. So I like going back and playing old stuff because a lot of those games aren't accessible anymore. Like PS2 emulators, you can go back to like Here Comes the Pain and stuff. So I don't have a Steam Deck yet.
I'm going to bring out Here Comes the Pain for you. You can play it on the
Easy.
PS2.
Easy.
I seriously still have it.
I got my gear in the car.
This is why you keep the systems.
Yes. So funny you say that. So I'm like, I like to have people over, and I would like to eventually have a game night. But I was talking to a friend who has a Steam Deck. He was like, you can get these emulators on the Steam Deck, and then you can just pair a couple of Bluetooth controllers to it, like old PS2 controllers or Microsoft controllers. So you can get PlayStation 2, have those PS2 controllers, and then pretty much just put it on the dock like a Switch,
Right.
Literally like a Switch, and then it'll be on the TV, and we can emulate games like that, and just like way back in the day when everybody would come over and GoldenEye, the 4-player split
It's the
screen.
best game.
You can bring that feeling back. Like I'm not good at board games. You good at board games?
He's really good at Monopoly.
I'm a
Why is that?
Monopoly.
Why is that not surprising?
I'm the Monopoly champ in this house again as of yesterday. Yesterday.
No, yesterday.
Day before.
I was champ for
Now,
almost
to
a
be
year.
fair, she was champ for how long?
Almost a year.
Yeah, but her run as champ was one game.
One game.
My run as champ was 1,000 game. I rarely get
It's
beat.
too long for me. I
I
can't
don't-
get into Monopoly.
I
And then
don't-
like people like trying to like write contracts and just go overboard with. I don't.
I have it on the PlayStation now, so it does all that stuff automatically.
Yeah.
So that's how we played last time.
Yeah.
I stomped her, but
I'm
horrible at Scrabble.
Then you whip my ass.
she'll destroy me at Scrabble. I'm horrible at Scrabble. I like. I finally bought that Exploding Cats game. It's like a card game, but then I bought all like the expansion packs and stuff too. We'll have to. I'd actually have to. We'd have to play it to show you what it's about. It's like a
Are you
card
inviting
game.
me over for game night?
Oh, right. You can come over whenever you want and play. I love
I
games.
park right outside his house. Jeremy, so nice to see
Well,
you coming from the grocery store.
I'm like,
Game night?
I
What
love
you guys
Monopoly. I have like 5 or 6 different Monopoly boards, but we have a lot of board games. We don't, oddly enough, we don't play a lot. I think the last one we all played as a family is I bought a new oh my goodness, what's the The mice trap. Mousetrap?
Okay,
Mousetrap,
yes,
Derp. It's called
Mousetrap,
Mousetrap.
all the-
I bought a new mouse
Yes.
and
I have a tabletop
Craziest
air
thing.
hockey.
Nice.
tabletop. Craziest thing. We played
No.
Mousetrap. I won, by the way. Thank you very much. Got to the end. Did the Mousetrap. The Mousetrap worked on the first time. Never in my life growing up has the Mousetrap ever worked.
I wasn't good at Mousetrap.
I think I'm old enough that they have finally used computers,
Yeah, he's-
computers to make the board perfect. So that when you actually get to the end and
We
crank
have
the trap.
technology now.
No, but we have a lot of games, man. We have a.
I wasn't big on like board games. Now, like Uno, I can play a game of Uno, but then like if I'm playing with the family and then fights break out.
She was playing Uno yesterday with our daughter Tyrion. I told them I haven't played Uno. The last time I played Uno was with my grandmother. I was 6 years old, and I believe she whooped my ass. But,
Uno's rough, man. Uno,
I don't get into that. In fact, before they started, I was like, "Look,
it's a lot of pressure.
like a couple months ago, Uno came out with a finalized bunch of rules."
Yeah, the rules came out.
It's crazy when a company's like, "Look, we're sick of people making up their own rules. Here's what's up. This is what's up with draw 4. This is what's up here. You will abide."
The only games I feel I was good at, and only because it relied on chance, rolling the dice. Parcheesi,
I love Parcheesi. I haven't played it in years.
Well, yeah, same. Like I remember, we had this old like Parcheesi board, and we played that for
I
hours.
used to love Parcheesi.
And then Trouble.
We've got
Pokemon
I've
Trouble
got
specifically.
I've got a
I know what I'm
trouble board. We don't have a big one anymore.
Yeah.
And we have a Candyland board, which is weird because it doesn't have chutes and ladders on the back anymore. Yeah, you too, when you were growing up, it had on the back?
Now that's the DLC.
No. They don't want to. You don't get 2 for 1 anymore. They want you to buy chutes and ladders and
The
Candyland.
DLC. That's the era we live in now.
And I believe we have. I'm not 100% sure. I believe we have a life board still.
Life with the little cars and you put the family in there.
But I'm not sure if we have that anymore. But I
I
know
wasn't
for.
good at Life
All
either.
that.
But then I've started getting a lot of
Not
them
just the game.
on the video game system now. Like Hasbro puts out video games that have them on the board on the PS5 now. So we do a lot. I do.
Can't do Monopoly though, man.
You don't want to do it. And listen, I
I
say
want to play him.
I say this with
I
all
don't.
humility. You don't want to play Monopoly with me, bro.
You
don't.
Stroking the beard.
You don't want to have a chicken nugget eating contest with me, and you
I
probably
don't
don't.
think I can. I'd pass out.
It's like I don't know. You hang for a little while I let you.
Yeah. It's just,
This girl, I was teaching her about the. We were playing Real Rules Monopoly, where you
that
have
was
to
the
like.
side eye she gave.
If you don't, you have to either buy the property when you land on it, or it goes up for auction.
Yeah.
So both people have. That's the real rules. Everyone you land on, you either have to buy or it goes up on auction for everybody to bid on that's
You don't
playing.
get to skip and say, I'll get it next
No.
time if
Oh
I land on
man.
it.
So I was running up like the auction price on her and
Oh.
stuff like that. I
You
was
killing me
a
with that
killer.
shit.
I'm a killer at Monopoly, bro.
Look at the look in his eye.
I'm not good
He
at
was just stroking his beard like a
not
super
good at
villain
many
right
things.
now.
I'm not good at many things. Mortal Kombat,
Monopoly.
Monopoly, Rummy Cub. That was an old game.
He
that
did
we
not
played.
like that I was champ for so long.
I'm good at Trivial Pursuit. I'm
Practice. A lot
I'm-
of practice.
I'm good at Trivial Pursuit. I'm very good at meaningless knowledge games.
Oh, I can't. I feel like one period of time, like I was like, we used to play Trivial Pursuit pretty frequently, to where I just started memorizing the answers. Now you put it in front of me, I'm dumb as hell.
I remember a long time ago, our family decided that they wanted to do a board game night to get the family together. And the first thing we had was Trivial Pursuit. And I remember being really young, and I remember kicking the crap out of my siblings to the point where they like rage quit a board game, and then they all went to Spanish Italian, so we all went to screaming match, etc., and they never played it again. So like years later, I finally got the Trivial Pursuit board. My mom's like, "Here, do you want this?" We never used it. I was like, "No, we used it once." And I remember it being on Christmas Eve too that we did. Not a good idea. Spanish family doing something
That's
that
the
a
best
competition
time.
on Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, Spanish household, especially towards the millennium with like video games and stuff like 007, going back to that. Like everybody's in the house together. You got all your cousins.
See, I'm the youngest. I didn't get to experience any of that.
I was the middle one, so, but I have a lot of cousins.
The only one of my family members that I've ever seen play a video game was my father. When we got the Atari, the 2800, he was a lawyer at the time, so he wasn't a judge yet. And when we got the Atari, he put in Pac-Man one day, and I believe he missed 2 days of work. I mean, it was his law firm, so it's not like...
He's the boss.
But-
what are you gonna do?
And
fire
this is
him?
like, what, 1983, 1984? I remember him playing it for like 2 days straight. And that's the last time I've seen him play a video game. I've never seen my mom play one. My sister might have played Castlevania one time when it came out on NES. But I've never seen... Not true. My brother had a 64,
Yeah.
and I played GoldenEye with him one time.
Gotcha.
But I don't think I've ever seen my brother play a video game since then or before that. They probably played the Atari. I'm old, but I'm not. I was still. The Atari came out when I was 3, so I'm pretty sure my brother and sister probably played the Atari when it came home for Christmas that year. I just don't, in my mind, remember it. There's a brief
It's a
memory of my sister playing Pitfall.
Pitfall.
The
This
unending
is like the
game.
real blocky. What are we?
Give me those drinks.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. Pitfall, yeah, blocky. That's what's
Gave me
Pitfall.
one of these.
Man, have
Pitfall's
the-
what, 4-bit,
the
2-bit?
apple juice.
The apple juice,
I
yes.
like-
Apple juice and this lovely skeleton.
It's a,
What do you call those?
It's a decanter.
Decanter.
I believe our mother got us that for Christmas.
Yes, for you.
For us. So,
What does decanter mean?
decanter, it's what you put apple juice in.
Ah, the apple, the juiciest of apples.
Yes, and yes, that's part of our wonderful show. When you come on, not only, guests, do you get awesome gourmet meals, but you get apple juice.
Yeah, nice cup of apple juice. I'm starting to get nervous.
Mr. Nova here just got back from a stint in Japan. I told him I was going to bring this up, but he's like, I know he was happy to talk. So, anyways, we have got a lovely Suntory apple juice.
Yes, Centauri.
Centauri time.
Centaurian apple juice.
And a Centaurian apple juice.
Centaur
Yes.
apple juice.
Centaur apple juice.
Four-legged apple juice.
It's Rome. Apparently, it's Roman Japanese apple juice.
Okay, Roman Japanese.
You like a centaur?
Yeah, centaur.
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 Oh, you said centaur. I was talking
Yeah.
centaurs, which were like the Roman troops. With the
Yeah,
sticks.
yes.
I'm learned. I told you I'm learned,
Yes.
brother. Thank you very
Miss
much.
Candy. And a cheers. Well, goddamn,
I was
Jeremy.
making sure it wasn't too cold for you. It's fine. We should
Cheers
cheers.
to good health.
Cheers to good health. Wifey. Oh, look at me. You didn't cheers the wife.
I
That's
didn't
what
make
I thought.
myself one yet. I made
She
you
didn't
guys.
make- how-
Don't cheers my wife. What is wrong with you?
dare I
How
don't-
rude.
This is only the first episode of Feed Our Minds,
Yeah.
and
Look.
we go off the rails a lot.
No,
I've noticed.
but you know, if we have when we
just
have our
having a
guests, we're not going to sit here.
We're
and
having
go
a
off the rails.
conversation. Eventually, again, we're all learning. It's about progression, ladies and gentlemen.
There's gonna
this
be-
first episode won't be like the fourth episode.
There's going to be a format at some point.
Some
We'll probably
point,
have
when we
like
remember.
we'll probably have like a certain things that we'll do every episode to try to keep what's that called in science?
Consistency.
What?
Consistency.
Rain possible. No,
Rain possible.
control group. Control group. When you're doing a
Yes.
scientific, you have to have a
Yes.
control group so that you do the same every single time.
Yes.
So we'll have some sort of format.
But I'm enjoying like,
I haven't gotten to catch up with you in a bit
yeah, it's.
since before the whole.
When was the last time I saw you?
Since before we had heat at the
Well,
show.
We always have.
You stole one of my company's championship belts from Jake.
Don't-
I'm sorry.
I pinned him.
You pinned him. You
Yeah.
pinned Jake Painter, the backbreaking. What am I calling him now? He's not the backbreaking artist. Nope. My Lanta. Anyway,
The back-breaking graffiti.
it's assassin now. I
Oh.
started calling him the backbreaking assassin.
Assassination. That's-
We work with what we have.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
and,
Jake is awesome. So
he
I
does
couldn't. I'm not gonna go into a match with Jake Painter.
no.
He's really good.
If I
I'm
remember,
not.
if I remember, he was beating up. Yeah, this is professional wrestling. He wasn't beating up somebody, but he was
And the kid deserved
he
it.
was teaching
had it coming.
a young man a lesson,
Yeah.
and I believe you ran in behind him and rolled him up, took the belt,
Yeah.
and
When
you
the
are
footage comes out.
and you are now when the footage comes out. Which, by the way, Wyatt, if you're watching, I know you have the footage. Was I supposed to ask you to start editing
Wyatt
it? Anyways,
should be our first guest, and then
I already thought about that.
Full
And
Nelson
Reyes.
give him the body shots.
But I believe that makes you the two-time or three-time,
Two-time actually.
the two-time Rex Bacchus Defender of Humanity
The
Championship.
reigning defending defender of humanity.
And yeah, that's a cool. It's a cool. It's our.
It's a
It's,
very cool belt.
it's the last of our shiny belts.
I would love to have that.
You would love to have it if
if it'll come in the mail.
if it was if it escapes
It-
California. It's in California right
it's
now.
literally with his PS5 that you lost.
No, it's in
So-
California right now, and Jake Painter is who forgot to bring his championship belt to the last show, which I think I think
should've waited.
I think he knew somebody was waiting to take it from him.
Smart man. Good. He was 10 steps ahead of me that night.
Yeah, so that's
I
what
did beat him, but I didn't have the belt.
And I believe you. This was a ploy for you to get to leave the show early and go eat.
Yeah.
I believe
absolutely.
that you won the belt and then left.
I'm an eater.
Or did we do like some gimmick where like What's his name? Stole the belt?
No. He
What's his name? I
took
feel
it
so
from
bad
Jake.
just now. Who took?
So my strategy was, Jake is looking for the belt. He's
Mm-hmm.
going into this match. He can't find the belt. So without the belt, he can't focus on his match.
Oh,
Strategy.
Should-
See, I'm not gonna wrestle Jake Painter because
he
he's
can wrestle,
way better than me.
but he's a
Without
captain.
smarting.
But can Jake fly a spacecraft?
I don't
No.
think he could.
Probably
You
could.
know,
He's one of those.
I'm the rocket
Jake's one of those
scientist
guys that's like can do like.
here.
What the-
Yeah, he just like.
I'm
first
Jake. I
off-
wake up in the morning. What do you got for me to do? Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, he'll get
Ow!
it. But he didn't get it.
Fudge crackers.
That would be
Fudge crackers.
that would be Chef Candy touching a plate with her hand that just came out of the oven. If you don't know this about my wife, Chef Candy, a day does not go by where she doesn't burn herself in some way. A hand.
That is true.
We'll be hearing a lot of that on
Yeah,
the show.
don't worry about it. She's
I
fine.
am an Aries.
Baby,
I'm a fire sign.
are you okay?
I burn myself a lot.
Are you okay?
Yes.
So yeah, Jake's one of those people that could burn himself and make it look effortless.
Yeah, very cool.
Effortless.
He was cool that night, but I was the winner. He was distracted, had a match, won the match, but he had nothing. He was like, "Oh man, I can't celebrate. I don't have the belt." And right there, boom,
Are you hearing this?
kick him right in the back
Are you
of the
hearing
head.
this guy?
I'm hearing that.
Projecting gratitude, manifesting abundance.
Oh,
Waited.
you did.
I waited.
I did. I dropped it.
I waited right until he was at
But
his
didn't we do
weakest.
some gimmick where like there was a security camera or some crap like that?
Well, yeah,
Who took the belt from
that
the
was my
security?
main guy, Big Ty Uriah,
That's right, Tyler took it.
so
Why
I-
did we do that?
because I don't come alone.
No, why did we do the security thing?
Because, well,
Was there a reason?
there was cameras there.
I remember now. AEW did the gimmick backstage, the CM Punk video.
Oh, that one.
They released the video or
Yes.
something like that. The one that made.
But this wasn't a fight. This
That wa-
was Aaron Nova sound
That was a-
strategy caught on camera.
Let's be fair. Look, it wasn't a fight.
Tussle.
It wasn't. Look, Dylan McKay's son didn't beat up CM Punk, who is a UFC fighter. Granted, not the best UFC fighter. And we all love Dylan McKay. I grew up with 90210. That's my stuff, baby.
Why are we
Jungle
calling
Boy did not beat up.
Why are you calling him Dylan McKay? Come on. You give him the work name. Give him the real name.
It's Dylan McKay.
The real name.
And he lives in 90210.
Wait,
And he drives a Porsche.
so
57 Porsche?
if I haven't mentioned it before,
Something like that.
Jeremy is old. So for those who don't know, and who remember from the episode of Family Guy, he's talking about Luke Perry.
Which episode of Family Guy? Before it got canceled?
No.
If you didn't know,
It was way-
I'm
it was in the
old.
middle.
I'm old. I thought it was a day.
Yeah, it was like in the middle, like
It
that
was.
middle period.
I'm calling him Dylan McKay because I just now while I was about to set this, remembered Luke Perry's name.
Yeah.
Even though we're talking about Jungle Boy Jack Perry,
Yeah.
I didn't remember Luke Perry's name. I almost called him Jason Priestley.
He had a tussle. It was caught on footage, and they decided to upload it.
And Tony Khan's lovely decision,
Hey,
as usual,
hey.
was to do
Not everything is a home run.
something that, say, a grizzled vet would probably tell him not to do.
Yeah.
And so they aired the footage. Anyways, so we saw it and we thought, hey, that'd be funny if we did some security cam
But
footage.
we're not gonna just like copy it like we did. Like most things, like all right, I'll do this, but I'm gonna do this my way,
Our way.
our way.
Probably because we couldn't find somebody
Mine
that
and
had
Jeremy's way.
beautiful hair like Jack
Leading our
Perry.
minds.
We couldn't find somebody with that kind of hair.
Well, yeah,
Which Starling has. He's
Yeah,
getting
he grew his
there.
hair out.
He's getting there.
he had multiple. Like,
He looks
phases.
luxurious.
Yeah, he's grew his hair.
He's
out.
our
committed.
He's our champion. He's
Does
the
he?
generation.
No, because I wouldn't know.
Generation. Really? Carries-
Wow.
That guy tells me every morning he's the champ. He lets me know. He rubs it in a lot, and I'm like, I'm also a champ on the show too. But the only difference is he has the belt.
Here's the skinny though. He took it from my guy.
Yeah.
I say my guy because I own him. August? No, I don't own him. He took it from August, and like
You
I was
also
supposed to
gave
be
him
in
the
his corner, and I gave somebody contracts. I think the board of directors gave somebody
Yeah,
a
the board of
contract.
directors
The board of directors. Wow.
signed a deal on the dotted line.
Calm down, and there's going to be a 2.5-minute Hammerstone video coming out. So, anyways, so yeah, Starling won the belt, and he has till this is dealt. We're going to talk a little wrestling once in a while. So he has till September 14th, where I get my belt back. That's it.
September 14th. Now, do you know what's 2 days after that?
Your birthday?
Jeremy Gomez.
I remember
You
some things.
remember
I remember
some
some
things. I was like, he's not gonna get it.
That was a guess. It was.
Lucky guess.
It was an educate. No, I remember your birthday's in
yeah.
September. I didn't remember what date, but that pretty much narrowed it down.
Close.
I remember my birthday because it's literally tattooed on my stomach.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I'm 45 this year. I'm old. When I was 44, I did not remember how old I was. Every time it was time to like remember how old, I had to ask my wife. I could not remember that I guess it's just a number that.
Yeah, after a while, just like
Everything after
You
42,
lose
I
track.
was like, I'm getting old.
yeah.
I lost.
42
But I'm
is-
45. It's a nice round middle kind of number. It's not round. It's not.
No, it's old.
It's in the middle. So it's easy to
Jeremy
remember.
Gomez
But
is old.
yeah, I don't remember my own birthday if it wasn't tattooed on my stomach.
No way. 420? Isn't that where you start the
I was born on
the
420.
shows?
I was born on April 20th, and it's a big corporate holiday now. Back when I was young, it was just a birthday. Sometimes the guys on Chips said it. Chips is a TV show, youngins. Old.
What
No, not the
station was
movie.
that at? What station was that on?
Channel 8.
Wow.
I couldn't tell you I can tell you what channel it was.
Channel 8.
There was
What
4
network?
channels.
Well,
I can't remember.
it was either-
ABC, CBS, channel in Tampa, Channel 32, which
Mm-hmm. they
Creature
had-
Feature was on, all that stuff,
they had the local and the national network.
and NBC,
Okay.
ABC, CBS, NBC.
It's like wrestling shows.
There wasn't 4 because Channel 32 was actually on UHF, the one of the bigger dial. Remember there was 2 dials,
See
which
that?
only
You see
had,
that
like-
gesture just now?
which
You
only had like
instinctively just turned.
it had Channel 32 with Creature Feature, and then it had Spanish channel.
Yes.
Univision, or the other one.
There's Galavision. And
It was Galavision. Univision was when cable came out.
Yeah, cable.
Gordo La Flaca was on Galavision.
Look at that.
Gordo La Flaca. And the Bumblebee guy, and I don't remember the Bumblebee guy's name anymore.
Bumblebee guy.
Remember the
From
Bumblebee?
The Simpsons?
No, yeah, but that's a character spin-off of the guy that was on. He used to
Oh,
be on.
Jambolin.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you. Interesting story. I am Spanish-Italian, but I don't speak Spanish.
Same. I'm Puerto Rican. I don't speak Spanish.
Really? Did your parents use it to talk over you?
No.
My-
it was just something not spoken in the house.
Well, my parents used Spanish to talk over us so that my brother and my sister and me couldn't understand what they were saying.
Cold word.
But, back then, now there's a big push to teach, if you're this and this and this, teach your children your language.
Yeah.
Back then in the 70s, 80s, my brother the 60s, 70s, and 80s, when I
60s.
yeah, my brother's from 1965. My brother's 14 years older than me.
Wow.
Back then it was, the push was it doesn't matter if you were Spanish, this, Italian, whatever. It was American. You taught your kids. So, to the point where when I was in high school, they would put me in Spanish like advanced classes because of my last name, and I would flunk Spanish classes because number one, I don't speak book Spanish. We speak Spanglish,
Yeah.
and number two, they used to talk over me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't.
the code
So
word.
even though for some reason I
code.
watched all those Spanish shows at my grandparents' house,
Same.
I still don't remember what they were saying.
That's like my first time finding wrestling was Lucha Libre.
My first time.
Somewhere in the 90s.
AWA was big. You've heard this before. My favorite match in the world is Hector Guerrero and Mondo Guerrero against Tanaka and Simon Diamond. Paul Diamond. Sorry, Paul Diamond.
Diamond was easy though.
Paul Diamond. Sorry.
Paul Diamond.
So yeah, Diamonds in the Rough.
Yeah.
Right? Or no. What was DDP's the Diamond Exchange?
Diamond Mine?
Diamond Mine?
No, Diamond Mine is NXT.
Later, NXT.
Yes, the Diamond.
Yeah, that was it. That's
yeah,
way.
Diamond Exchange. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, my favorite match ever was, and I say it's Mondo and Hector, but really,
Hector.
I love Hector, but really it was what turned me on to wrestling. The first match I ever saw on AWA was that match, and watching Mondo Guerrero, which is Hector's uncle. Hector's uncle's Mondo,
Yes.
correct?
No, I thought they were brothers.
Eddie Guerrero's uncle is Mondo, correct?
Yes.
Which is Eddie Guerrero
No, Mondo is
is
the father.
oh Mondo isn't Eddie Guerrero's father.
Who-
Wow.
What's-
Anyways, wow, there's a lot of Guerreros.
There's a lot of great.
And Dominics that are also
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Love him. But my
Bloodline,
first time watching wrestling,
Guerrero line.
I was graced with watching Mondo Guerrero wrestle. And back then, if you ever watched Mondo Guerrero wrestle,
Way back then.
it was like way back then. It was like watching Eddie Guerrero today
Yeah.
wrestling old guys back then. He was just running circles around him, and so that's what turned me on to wrestling. After that, it was all AWA for me. So Bockwinkel, Colonel De Beers,
Bockwinkel.
Brea's father,
Rotundo.
Mike Rotunda, IRS, All those guys. Wyndham. Barry Windham,
Yeah.
all those guys.
Way back.
That was good wrestling, man. Colonel De Beers, are you kidding me,
I
man?
just feel like it was just like
Bockwinkel?
my period of wrestling was
Attitude Era. That's when you grew up.
96 was like, I would say like the first year I got into wrestling. Well, I'm toddler.
I graduated high school in '97. That was good wrestling, bro.
Jeremy.
That was when high school kids would get together and watch Raw. That's how over Raw was back then. Like you'd have jocks and cheerleaders and nerds and potheads and all that watching wrestling. That's how. And people don't. Not everybody watches that. Like there's a certain group now, but that was weird back then because those people didn't watch that stuff, and all of a sudden they were all, Stone Cold's on. The Rock's on. The Nation's on.
Yeah.
That's when you started watching. That's
So
what got you hooked.
96, we had options. You had the WCW, you had WWE.
You'd click back and forth, and you'd have a
And
separate
then
TV
Lucha
right there
Libre
watching
was
both.
like the first one, and then the one guy I knew was La Parca, and then La Parca was on WCW.
You're talking about watching AAA
Yes.
on the Spanish channel.
Yes.
That's probably the most I ever you
Just
would
at
watch
my
it all the
grandma's
time.
house.
At nighttime it would come on. It would be on for 3-4 hours.
And then just like the skeleton costumes, like
La Parca.
And this is a toddler way of thinking. Oh, the skeleton guy who would appear later on WCW. You know. So then, 96 was like, what can I remember from 96? Hulk Hogan.
Everything.
Hollywood Hogan. So
Hollywood
like
Hogan.
So I got the tail end of that new generation, and then the beginning of the NWO era.
Goodness.
So then that's my entry to wrestling, and then it's just
So I guess
then every Monday, and then it became every Monday, Thursday.
so. I got to watch the progression of AWA being on ESPN, and then NWA slowly taking over and AWA's time slots. And then I was also there when Vince started buying up everything, and I got to watch the slow progression of AWA almost, and I hate to say it because I love AWA, disappearing.
Yeah.
And the rise of WWE,
And just think-
WWF back then, like Saturday
It's
Saturday
on
Night Main Event.
ESPN.
It was.
Like that's the sports channel.
Yeah.
When
And
wrestling
it
was a
was,
sport.
and it was a large part of ESPN at the time. That's before Sports Center was even a real big thing. Sports Center was a show, but you watched ESPN usually for AWA.
Yeah.
That's it. And then Saturday Night Main Event came out, and the Bobby Heenan show came out after that back then.
Yeah.
It's one of the best things
When it
ever.
was just more. Then it was just like a little bit of everything.
You would watch Sunday morning, you would be able to get up and turn on TBS or TNT, and NWA seemed to last for hours every morning. Like long. You would watch Saturday, you would watch cartoons, Cartoon Express.
Cartoon Express.
Yes. WWF would have a show after that. I forget what it was called back then. Saturday Night Main Event would come on at night.
Superstars of wrestling.
Yes, that might have been it. That was it.
Yeah.
Because it also coincided with the cartoon
Yeah.
that came on later. Sunday would be
Wrestling.
Sunday would be NWA.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sunday would be roller games, rock and roller games,
Roller derby.
roller games, not roller derby. It was the second iteration with the T-Birds and the Violators and the alligator pit
Look at
and the
that.
figure eight track. Then after that, NWA would come on, and then that would go to like noon or 1, and that would be it for wrestling. And then it was not too long after that Raw started, but I remember watching the first Monday Night Raw in the little building, and Yeah, 1, 2, 3 Kid.
Manhattan Center.
1, 2, 3 Kid and Diesel.
Yeah, look at that.
I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3 Kid and Scott Hall.
Yeah.
And 1, 2, 3 Kid ended up being X-Pac, 6-Pac.
So X-Pac
Pac.
was my guy. Like I always like. I love
X-Pac's
all the-
great. I loved 1, 2, 3 Kid. That was like the greatest
Yeah.
match you'd ever seen up at that time.
So like I said, 96. So 96 would be 6-Pac.
6-Pac.
He was 6. And
Yeah, he was
then
wrestling for
WCW.
one of my favorite shows, Wrestling Society X. No, I'm sorry, that's later because he was 6-Pac in
Wait,
Wrestling
that was
Society
like
X.
2000.
You're right.
2000.
You're right. 2000 something.
4 or
That's
5.
MTV's wrestling show.
I remember that first episode. They had that battle royal with like the electrical hit.
You've seen it a million times because I have it on DVD and we used to
Yes.
watch it in my car driving.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The main event.
The main event.
The main event. You heard all our blabbering.
Now you can hear us blabbering while we're eating.
Now here's what it's all about.
This is beautiful. What do you have for us, babe?
I have bacon and cheddar, sharp cheddar stuffed meatloaf with balsamic tomato topping. And I have red mashed potatoes and green beans wrapped in bacon. and all kinds of goodness in them.
This is amazing. I'm gonna try to pull a knife out of somewhere.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, it's
Oh,
meatloaf.
what is
Well,
this? Look at
oh, sorry.
The finishing touches. Look at that. Miss Candy, what are you sprinkling
It's a
on?
slice of fried gold.
Fried garlic.
Oh, sorry, fried garlic.
Fried garlic. Look at the touches on that.
Fantastic.
Look at the. You seen that?
You're beautiful.
Right there.
I'm gonna get a knife for the asparagus.
Okay. It's not
Would you like a
asparagus,
knife?
it's
Oh,
beef.
I'm sorry.
I was gonna just head first into it.
Well, you head first into it all you want. I will. I'm gonna reach in here, grab a couple knives if you need one, sir.
Man, please have a fork as well, sir.
Oh my
Right here,
goodness.
sorry, my bad.
Got a fork.
I appreciate you. Thank
Got
you so
it.
much. Miss
Lovely.
Candy.
And can use these lovely knives
Look at these lovely
that I procured from Bennigan's
Bennigan's.
years ago when I
Wow.
worked at Bennigan's.
First you said Perkins earlier, now Bennigan's.
I worked at Bennigan's.
Good lord.
Brother.
Look at
brother,
that.
brother.
Now I'm cutting right into this meatloaf here.
I'm not even, I'm just gonna, that's amazing. Thank you, baby.
Look at that. Look at the.
Some beef gravy.
You gotta zoom in on this right here. This is the texture.
I can't.
Look at that little bit. Ketchup. We'll learn that for
Ketchup. Is this ketchup? What's on top of it?
Is this ketchup?
Balsamic
Balsamic.
ketchup. Yeah, I added some balsamic vinegar.
There's my goodness, I just took into a giant piece of bacon in the middle. There's bacon in the middle of that meatloaf, isn't there?
Yes, it wrapped around sharp cheddar.
Look at that.
Lord.
Juicy.
This is the hook right here
Now,
because
like, meatloaf. You ever had a dry brick of meatloaf? Now, this right here is texture. Look at the cheese nice and melted here.
I remember the first time she said, I'm cooking meatloaf. I was like, cool. My wife knows how to cook meatloaf. No, this is real meatloaf. It's not a...
Do you remember the first meal Candy ever cooked for you? Ooh, yes, the hard-hitting questions now.
Wow.
Let's see if
You're setting me up because, listen,
Oh,
you're setting me up
You can't see it, ladies
because
and gentlemen.
no,
The
this
hands
is
on the
why.
hip.
Thanks, Nova. This is why you threw me under the bus because I damn well know she remembers the first meal I cooked for her,
Oh,
and I don't remember the first meal you cooked for me. Was it breakfast or something? It was breakfast, wasn't it? Yeah, that's the first
No,
meal
it
you cooked for me, wasn't it? Hey,
not.
do my dishes.
oh my goodness.
Wow.
What? We said no Dice Man jokes.
No Dice
No
Man.
Dice Man jokes. Well,
Alright.
do you remember the first meal you cooked for me? What was it?
It was the penne pasta. With
Penne?
The penne. Sorry, did I say penne?
Peony.
Penne.
I'm thinking is this like a tiny pasta?
Penne pasta, lovely. Go ahead.
Peony. Tiny pasta for sure.
Rapini. What was it? Pasta with?
And pesto sauce and shrimp.
I think that's right. I think it was. What was the first thing that I cooked for you?
The ahi tuna.
Gentlemen, take note. The ahi tuna, that's all that I cooked for you first?
Uh-uh.
Oh, there was more of it.
And miso soup.
Oh, look
And-
at this.
I don't remember.
Excuse me, you don't remember? The spring rolls?
Oh yeah,
Spring
the
rolls. So
yeah.
you went.
And not only that,
You threw her off guard with the Oriental.
off
That's
guard.
my friend too.
And not only that, a friend comes over out of nowhere, so I had to feed her friend too.
It was me. Came in for a meal.
It was Brooke.
Yes.
But thanks for throwing me under the bus. I knew she was going to do
Absolutely.
that. As soon as you said that, she started
I'm
smiling like I
surprised
got
you,
him.
like, she remembered. She was like, I know the answer to this.
Listen,
Millions of meals you guys had.
listen.
And then the first meal together is
So,
is a standout.
I'm horrible. I just spit some food out, I think, onto my plate. Lovely. I'm going to do a slow-mo. I have problems remembering my daughter's birthday sometimes. Like, I don't. You know me. I have short-term memory.
That's so I'm like to say,
My
like,
birthday's 4/20. I have short-term memory.
I remember the wrong things. The things I should remember, I can't.
That's the thing. I have endless Jeopardy knowledge. You know what I mean? But the important things. I remember what years our daughters were born in. Do I not? I remember what months. Sometimes I mix up the date. I think we've been married for 10 years.
No.
How long have we been married?
See, I just set him up this
14
time.
years
He
in
brought it up.
February.
We've been married 14 years.
He brought it
See?
up.
We've been married 14 years.
14 years in February.
So you're 14 this year. You're 13. I finally remembered what date our wedding anniversary was.
You're 13. No, the 13th anniversary you just remembered because you did it right in Georgia.
Oh, I did. I did it right in Georgia. Wait,
That was
I
our
did it right in
anniversary.
Georgia. What were we doing in Georgia?
Lots of things.
Oh, you mean I took you on a whole trip for our anniversary?
And it was kind of like a honeymoon because we didn't have a honeymoon.
We haven't had a honeymoon yet because
13.
Candy is frugal and she doesn't like wasting money. So You know?
I respect it.
So we don't have a honeymoon. It has nothing to do with us getting pregnant like the first night of our marriage.
Wow.
We did.
Your discretion advised.
It was. But we were married.
Yep.
Yes,
So
and
you
we
guys did it
waited.
right.
We did wait to have kids till marriage.
Yes, nice.
Right?
Very.
Sure did.
Definitely. Because if you've learned anything from MySpace, it said you should take your time. And since we met on MySpace, it was all about taking our time.
So what was your profile song at the time?
Wow.
Ooh, the hard-hitting question.
Mine was Evanescence Broken.
Oh, I remember what mine was. 100% I remember what mine was.
What was it?
It was also sung. It was a song sung
A song?
by a gentleman that is biding his time because one day I'm coming after his crown. And he was also my number 3, top 3 on MySpace. And that is a young Weird Al Yankovic
Oh, God.
who is biding his time till I take his crown one day with my awesome songs. And so my profile song was White and Nerdy.
Amazing.
Because that's an
That
awesome
was the
song.
MySpace song.
It
I
was.
remember it.
How many people? Weird Al was like in everybody's top 5 somehow.
I remember the VH1 special on him when they just played all his Michael Jackson videos and Madonna like spoof videos.
Yeah, I'm old. I have his cassette tapes.
Jeremy Gomez is old.
But
Cassette tapes.
just know that Weird Al. Listen, your days are numbered. Like an old Ray Stevenson, it's time to go out to pasture, sir, because I'm coming for you one day.
I think my first profile song. This is before the little MP3 player they had before you had to put a video.
Zoom.
This was like MySpace year 1.
I love MySpace year 1. It was
Everybody
so good.
was figuring out coding and stuff like that, and adding a music video that would play when you open the page.
Right.
My first
With all
song
your jingly shit.
was "Mama Said Knock You Out" by LL Cool J.
I don't even know who that is. Who's LL Cool J?
Listen, my twin brother.
Ladies love?
Ladies love.
Ladies love Cool James. Amazing.
So that was my, and it was when it was the video player on the page.
I remember that.
Still learning. I think I was in high school at the time.
White and Nerdy was definitely playing video on my page. I remember this.
Then they switched to the MP3 player.
Mm-hmm.
Then you could have the playlist.
When it came to the playlist time, that's when my band songs became on my page. I think that's probably how she met me, right?
No.
No.
I looked up local things going on near me at bands playing. And Gasoline Alley popped up because it was close.
And as a promoter, obviously, I was everywhere.
Gasoline Alley. What a name.
You've done wrestling shows there?
No, probably.
No, really?
I couldn't tell you anymore. I'm riddled with CTE. Like I said, I remember all the wrong things.
I've done a couple wrestling shows there myself. This was before. No, those were just fights. Never mind. I was one of those musicians who like to break things. You know,
Hardcore.
spit water on people.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, I like to Triple H everybody in the front row.
What brought you to rock and roll?
Okay, so when I was 18, I was a firefighter. My dad's a judge.
A what?
Firefighter. My dad's a judge.
Can you say that again?
Firefighter.
Jeremy
slash
Gomez
EMT.
was a firefighter?
I never went active.
What is happening
I never-
on this show?
So what happened was, I was a firefighter EMT, and that year they made all the firefighter EMTs change to firefighter paramedic, which means they could pay us $10,000 less per year, and we had to go to paramedic school even if we were already EMTs, which was thousands of dollars, and you had to go every day. So I got
What a scam.
I got sponsored by the sheriff's office to go to sheriff's school. I was a sheriff too. I have a badge number and everything. Corrections officer. So I was a corrections officer. Yeah, did you not know this? I have shanks and stuff from the jail cells. So the reason I did all that is because my dad was the lawyer and the judge, and I was really trying to like impress my dad and go into something that he liked. So there was so much of that I didn't really do anything that I wanted to do. So I went to my buddy's band practice one day, and their singer had showed up, and he was on a bunch of heroin or something. Couldn't sing the songs, couldn't do anything. Yeah, couldn't do nothing. So I grabbed the microphone and did all the songs. So all of a sudden, I was in a band.
Oh,
So-
that's all it took. Pick
Yeah, and
up
I
the
was
mic
like,
and just get
and
it
I was
done.
like, dude, I was like, this is the first time I'm doing something that I want to do. So I was like, at that point, that I stopped doing things that I thought would impress my dad. I started doing things I thought I wanted to do. That's how I got into a band. I just showed up to a practice one day just to watch the people play.
That,
Watch the people play, probably smoke a little.
that line you just said right there is just
It's like little stupid cigarettes, right?
you
Definitely.
stopped doing what others wanted to do, and you did what you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very empowering line you just said.
It is until you realize that doing what you want to do doesn't always come with a paycheck.
Well, yeah.
Which caused me to want to do it a lot.
There you go.
Which is probably where a lot of my OCD. You know me, I do things.
Oh, believe me, I know.
It's probably where it started because once you get into a band, it's like, man. And I was a singer, I didn't play an instrument.
Mhm.
So when you're a singer and you don't play the instrument, the band expects you to be the secretary. Oh, because you don't play an instrument, you're horrible, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, your voice is an instrument, Brody. Why don't you try to sing? Yeah. So when you're the singer, you have to do everything. So that taught me how to...
Can't do the taxes. I'm the drummer.
Oh, my God. My brother was a drummer, and the reason I never wanted to be a drummer is because I always saw him having to lug his drums around.
Oh God.
Every drummer in the world, help me carry my stuff. Like, bro, that's why I'm not. That's why I'm a singer. I get to carry my mic. That's it. So that's what got us into promotion and stuff like that. Before that, I had just jobs. Before that, I managed a pizza place in Carrollwood for like 7 years. And before that, it was all food, restaurants, cooking.
So you go from
Cooking?
This is Jeremy's old. So you just dabbled in so much. You went from
I did.
firefighter, EMT, an officer,
Worked at
rock star,
Rockstar.
manager.
Then we bought a food
Food
truck.
trucks.
Got married. Bought a food truck. Started doing food truck events.
Just like this show, it's just one big roller coaster.
It has
a
been.
lot of twists and turns. It's very interesting.
Met my wife and my life started changing. She's right there. She's not met my life and met my wife. My life started changing. I had some kids. Life started changing more, and food truck ended up doing events. Events ended up doing big.
It's like the end of one thing leads to another thing.
It does. If I wouldn't have met my wife, I wouldn't have had a food truck. If I didn't have a food truck, I wouldn't have got in with the fairgrounds. If I didn't get in the fairgrounds, I wouldn't have set a world record. If we didn't set a world record of food trucking, we wouldn't have been doing all the festivals that we do now. If I wouldn't have done all the festivals, I would have never done CannaFest. If I'd never done CannaFest, I would have never had a wrestling company. So yeah, it's her fault.
Thank you, Candy.
Yeah. So yeah,
Wrestling company, but you met me.
wrestling company is a pain in the ass.
You met
But
me.
But
He didn't like me too.
Through
ladies
the-
and gentlemen.
no, at first I didn't.
Jeremy Gomez was not a fan of Aaron.
Not at all. But through the wrestling company, we met a lot of really cool people that work there. We met a lot of people that don't work their ass off.
Oh.
But we met a lot of really cool people that work their ass off. So yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I didn't like you at all when I first saw you guys wrestle.
Jerk.
Were you with Sam C?
I don't even
Nova Alliance. Or what was the group name? You and Sam.
The New Horizon.
The New Horizon.
It was around that time.
No, I just liked your gimmick a lot
Look at that.
until I realized. Well, here's the thing. This is gonna sound really weird. This is gonna sound weird. I thought that you didn't know what the hell you were doing, but the fact of the matter is, you knew what you were doing to the point where you were selling it like you didn't know what you were doing, and that was your character. You did it really well. So, yeah.
Who was selling? I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, sorry.
I never did.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not a smart person. I just happy accidents.
it's clear
led
that
me
Sam
there.
C was the brains of the operation,
Clearly.
but past that,
Clearly.
no, there was a bunch of people in the
He
group back
was
then.
Shawn Michaels. I was Marty Jannetty.
There was more than just you two. It was like you two, and oh goodness, what's her name?
Trish Stratus.
No, that was later. It wasn't Lita. What's her name?
Charlotte.
Catalina. It was you, Catalina. No, they were in another group. They were in the group of Kyle, Brandon, Catalina.
The Dynasty.
That's what it
Good
was.
brother
Sorry.
Kyle. Kyle's my guy. Kyle, I owe a lot to Kyle. But yeah, Dynasty was his thing with Canada. I didn't start the group thing.
That's when I met you.
I didn't start the group thing till like the whole. I think was Nova Alliance would be the first group thing.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't start till like years later,
I thought that was when.
and that was the the day after the birthday show we did, which you helped me find, the laser tag arena.
I was dead.
Yeah, you just didn't want to come because you didn't like me.
Ha!
As you know, he explained, he didn't want to come. He didn't want to hang out with me.
I had COVID. Are you kidding me, man? I had COVID. I was dying. I felt like I was dying, man. No, yeah, I was.
But yeah, that's the day after that. It was the start of the group thing, and that was fun because I was already really hurting around that time because I felt like I pushed so hard and then it just stopped, and then all that started catching up to my body. So I like slowed down and I got into the group thing because
You saw Forefront. You were like, hand that Grinch film. Anyways, go ahead. And
Forefront. What was Forefront?
huh? Oh,
Was that 2019?
I didn't mean to steal your story. Forefront. When was that? 2018.
Actually,
No, Forefront was 2019. 2018 was the Inner Circle.
The Inner Circle.
That a certain Y2 Chris Jericho decided to roll up in AEW, where all my ideas go to die. And,
Yes.
and started doing the Inner Circle thing on TV. And like, well, we can't be the Inner Circle anymore
change
because.
your name to the Forefront.
And I don't know where he got that idea for Inner Circle.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't from his friend Jesse Cage,
Bag of a fortune.
That
cookie.
who was the
part of-
evil boss owner of Generation Championship Wrestling at the time with me.
Yeah.
Probably had nothing to do with us.
I wasn't around because he hated me.
AEW never takes ideas from me, not my women's division, nothing.
Nothing.
So we changed
take
our name.
me. Why do you not take me?
Oh, because
AEW. I know you're watching. Take me.
no, don't take him.
They're
You're
gonna
gonna roll up in AEW like August. Hey, we want to do the show. No, click.
I don't know. I would
It's
do
the
what
funniest
I'm
thing
asked.
ever.
That's August.
You
Me?
get-
It depends on what they got for me. What do you think they're gonna have for me?
I haven't watched AEW since the last time the Metros were on AEW, which was like
about
3 years ago. Oh, you?
Me.
He-
What up?
Tony
What are
Khan
you
probably
gonna do with
Tony
me?
Khan probably needs a drug mule or something,
No,
right?
we're gonna put the title on me, man. Why I gotta go?
You
why I
have
gotta
my
do that?
title.
Why
But-
the Spanish guy gotta smuggle the drugs in?
That doesn't work with me. I'm Spanish too.
Damn it.
Because
Alright, you got me.
because we're good at smuggling things. Like I don't know.
I'm not a good smuggler. I'm
Or
not
not.
smart.
You
I
should-
don't know what I'm doing. You literally just said it. You think I know. But
Well, I don't
what
know.
I'm doing.
He
Yeah,
does.
Exactly. He don't know.
No, that's his
We
gimmick.
don't know what we're doing.
I know what I'm doing all the time. Whatever my wife tells me, and that's what I'm doing.
See? Guidance. I don't have that guidance.
Happy wife,
Motivation, happy wife,
Food.
happy life. Just nod your head and agree,
Yes.
gentlemen.
Right?
This is the key to a good marriage. Ready? You nod your head and agree.
No.
You do what your wife says. If you mess up and something goes wrong, don't worry. It was your wife's idea. Nod your head and agree.
I don't have a wife.
You will.
Single.
You will.
If you go by his advice, you won't either.
Oh.
What are you talking
Well,
about?
hold on.
You're gonna have one day. Trish Stratus is gonna get a divorce and
DMs are wide open.
come for the space captain.
Wide open. My DMs are like the Grand Canyon right now. That's how open they are.
I think what we need to do is we need to get you to actually be a real space captain. We need to like get with
that was?
Elon.
You know, I would get that a lot in wrestling. They'd be like, "Oh, you're captain. So and so's a captain." I'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool." He's like, "Yeah, but he's a real captain."
Have you ever
Well,
flown?
so am I.
Have you ever flown anything
Yeah.
like a simulator?
Yeah.
Top Gun for NES.
Absolutely. U.S. Intrepid.
The Intrepid.
Well, no, they had like this flight simulation game.
So dumb. Of all, listen.
Here we go.
Of all the Star Trek, he could have pulled out of his
Listen,
ass right
he,
then.
He said flight
He
simulator.
pulls
I go to the first
the
flight,
Intrepid.
the first flight simulator game I played was on the Intrepid.
You want to know how old I am?
Ladies
The
and
first,
gentlemen,
the first flight simulator I ever played. You know where it was?
where?
Space Camp.
Wow.
Like at Space Camp. I'm that old that we didn't have flight
Jeremy
simulators
Gomez.
available to people.
Is old. Yeah.
Thanks.
U.S. Intrepid.
You could have the Intrepid.
Yeah. That's where that was my first flight. It was like a helicopter.
You're one of those people that watched Enterprise, weren't you?
What
What are you?
What?
What are we getting? Oh, she's making desserts. Go.
It's a blowtorch. She's welding right now.
It's not a blowtorch. It's a map gas torch.
Map gas. What's the
If you
difference?
know, you know. A bunch of degrees. About,
Okay.
about 1,200 degrees.
Okay.
If you know, you know, guys. I didn't even know. Oh, the Intrepid.
Yeah, it's the Intrepid, the U.S. Intrepid.
And then I said you're probably one of those people that watched Enterprise when it was out.
Oh, yeah.
You're a Bakula fan.
does.
You did? And you watched Deep Space Nine?
I watched a lot of things.
Oh, do you watch Discovery? Good, okay. At least we're there. Do you watch Strange New Worlds?
No.
Bro, you haven't watched Strange New Worlds? Aren't you a Star Trek fan?
No.
What?
I'm
Yes,
not
you are.
I'm not a Trekkie or a Star Wars guy.
What did Space Captain freaking come from then?
Power Rangers.
But they're not space people.
Listen, there's a whole bunch of seasons. Have you ever heard of Power Rangers in Space?
You mean Voltron?
This conversation's over. Ladies and gentlemen, we have dessert now.
Dessert. This is
And
amazing. This is
this-
what we need to stay in shape.
Miss Candy, can you tell us what we
My
got right here?
God.
It's just banana pudding
Just
with some
banana.
caramelized bananas in there.
Yes. She was doing the old goose character from Hanna-Barbera.
Where did you get this recipe from?
Just me.
I would.
Freestyle.
Everything's freestyle.
I don't know where you would get a recipe from.
Yeah, but everything here is freestyle and what I was
Freestyle and-
taught when I was growing up.
Computer. Show us banana pudding recipes.
Ah! Your voice. Look at that.
Computer. Exit. I'm such a Star Trek fan that my Alexa is computer. You understand?
Computer.
You understand that?
He said he didn't know what Power Rangers in Space was.
And you say that you're not a Trek fan.
No.
How is this
no.
possible?
No. I'm not a Trekkie and not a Star Wars guy. I love them all. You know, but it didn't inspire anything I did.
Okay, question.
Yep.
Question. From 1989 through 1997, what did you do at 11 o'clock every night?
Around that time, I was on the streets, guys. I was dealing H. On the streets.
How old were you in 89?
I was probably then not even born yet, because I was on the streets. I was busy.
So Next Generation was your first Star Trek show? Really?
After SmackDown.
That's good though. That's good though.
No, before SmackDown.
No, after SmackDown. Oh,
After
11
SmackDown
o'clock.
was the news. UPN 9.
Well, Star Trek came on at 11 o'clock every night. After Star Trek was over, you switched to USA Network to watch Ron Shear up all night. Don't play with me.
I'm thinking of UPN. So it was Raw.
Same thing, 11 o'clock, UPN. 11 o'clock every
I
night.
remember the news came on after SmackDown at 10 p.m.
Was SmackDown still on the same channel back then?
UPN 9.
I guess so. Or was,
Way back.
maybe Star Trek came on at midnight.
Yeah, Next Generation. Remember The Rock was he guest starred in it one episode?
No, that was Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine.
He's in that barbarian, like,
Fight Pit thing?
that fight pit
Yeah.
tournament gimmick. I've watched like 3 Deep Space Nine shows. That was one of them.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
not-
a lot of shows like I didn't watch, but if they had a wrestler in it, I'd watch it.
I'm like a main Star Trek fan. Like I like Enterprise. If you're on the Enterprise, I'll watch the show. Except Bakula. I'm sorry, man. I wasn't a Bakula Quantum Leap fan. So like Deep Space Nine, I wasn't a big fan of unless it was like a Worf episode. And like Discovery was okay at the beginning, but if it's on the Enterprise, I watch it. Star Trek.
Enterprise. Yeah, I remember if a wrestler popped up, I'd watch it.
What other shows had wrestlers? Oh,
Other.
the '70s show,
That wrestling show was the name of the episode.
which had
Rock,
the Hardy Boys.
Shamrock, Hardys,
The Hardys.
Ernie Ladd.
That's right.
Ernie Ladd was on that one.
I can't think of too many other shows.
China was on Third Rock from the Sun.
China was on Third Rock from the Sun.
Sable was on Pacific Blue. I think Shawn Michaels was on that as well.
Never watched that show once.
I'm gonna throw a curveball.
You're
at
missing
you.
Thunder in Paradise. That had every wrestler.
Well, of course, Thunder in Paradise. I'm gonna really throw you off now.
Okay.
Undertaker was on Poltergeist. Poltergeist had a show.
The movie or the TV show Poltergeist?
Yes.
I remember the TV show. I don't remember Mark Calloway being on it.
Who? The Undertaker. And In Gimmick was on there.
Mark Calloway. Mean Mark. With his bent ass finger like this. Mean Mark. That was good times. Please, brother. You called the Undertaker. I was, again, I'm old. I watched him many, many years before he was the Undertaker. You know, when he was hanging out with his brother, Dr. Isaac Yankum. The best, by the way.
Before the funeral home burned down.
Before the funeral home burned down. It's good wrestling.
Whew.
I
I think we just pass out right here. This is so good.
I'm full. Where are we at on this?
We
Wow.
recording?
We are. We are an hour and 42 minutes into a podcast.
2 hours.
It's lovely.
And we were just.
Just ripping. So, if you're still here...
Thank you.
Oh,
Secondly, why? I'll lick it off.
Shit. Sorry, I just squirted everything everywhere.
she sprayed me in the back. Meanwhile, I'm dropping food
Making a mess. Can't take Gomez.
on my arm.
His own home. In his own home.
So we got to dessert. Should we, when it's dessert time, should we is that when we should wrap up this
I
show?
think that is the wrap up.
Or should we go are we doing like a 3-hour thing?
Nah. I
No?
don't even think we're going to do a 2 hour thing. This is just the pilot.
No, this is the pilot episode. We're not going to do a 2-hour thing. We're working everything out, making sure the sound's right, making sure the background stays on for long enough. Feed our minds. And we hope some of you watch. I know my fans will. And
If I have a fan,
Nova has no fans, so.
if there's
Ceiling fan.
all one of you,
Wait.
thank you.
You're from New York, right?
I'm from space.
You're from New York, though, right?
I crash landed.
Are you a person that needs a ceiling fan?
No,
Because you're from New York, right?
I don't have a ceiling fan.
See, we're from Florida. You can't not have ceiling fans. We can't sleep without a ceiling fan.
I'm from the projects.
My father's from the projects. That makes no sense. My father's from the real projects, though. What is your modern 1990s
The
projects?
real
What is this?
projects.
Electricity?
When they were first built. is
No
what he's
water,
saying.
no electricity. That's not even a joke. My
A project.
dad didn't have a bathtub.
Oh my god.
Like, he's from, like, the Robles projects. They didn't have electricity, running water, bathtubs, still segregated. He was Spanish.
Oh, Lord.
I know he's old, man. He's like 172, right? How old's my father?
Not.
How old are you, Jeremy?
I am 22 and a half.
Jeremy Gomez, guys,
2.5 years, I get my tax break on my car insurance.
is old.
I'm younger.
AARP World Champ.
I will outrun most people watching in my
Maybe
dreams.
a cat.
I'm not outrunning no cat.
Maybe a turtle.
I can outrun a turtle. What kind of turtle?
Depends.
Like the one from the Turtle in the Hare cartoon?
Ooh, yes. a
Like, was
classic.
that turtle? I know that. I remember when that came out. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't born. I remember when the Tortoise and the Hare came out.
So how would? So I have an idea of how to wrap this up. But do you
Good,
have-
because we're at like an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, 45 minutes. We'll wrap it up. First, I want to say, Katie, thank you for this amazing food.
It's
Thank
awesome.
you for allowing me in your homes. Let's end on a thankful note. Jeremy, what are you thankful for? Aside from me and being in your life.
I'm always thankful for you. I am 1,000,000% thankful for my family and my wife and my kids. You probably see my Facebook page every day. I say
Yeah.
I wake up every day and do my wife and family proud. And I wasn't always like that, but thanks to my wife, I am like that now. So I am very, very thankful for my wife and my family. And this venture that we're doing with the YouTube channel and all the new stuff that we're doing is a way for me to spend more time with them and get out from the monotony of what we've been doing for so many years. So I'm very thankful for my family. I love them, and I wasn't always the person that was probably going to be the family person, but I really freaking dig it now. That's thanks to her. So I'm happy for that. I'm thankful.
Cheers to the family.
What are you thankful for?
I am. I'm thankful to have such amazing people in my life. I'm thankful to be alive because hard times hit for a while, but now I'm in a better place. Thanks to good people like my pal Jeremy here, who've been on this wild ride. And I'm thankful for what's next.
What's next?
Find out.
Another episode soon with a guest. And
Hopefully.
this one we're wrapping this up. It's been about 2 hours. I think that's a good way to finish the show. When we have dessert, we do the thankful.
Yeah.
And then we can flash people's info that's on the show on the bottom. We have our info. I'm trying to talk this man in here into doing some more variety stuff on the network. I've already started calling it the network.
Look at that.
And you can get the network for
Oh.
$9.99.
Cyrus the Virus.
No, the network's free. We're We're not stealing that. So subscribe. We're gonna have Aaron doing some more funny stuff. We've got Storm Thomas that's gonna be live streaming Fortnite, and he's my arch nemesis. But so I got him here. He's gonna be streaming some Fortnite. Check out the channel. We have ASMR videos, hiking videos. We got some food videos, some travel videos, and we're gonna have more stuff coming out weekly. So help us out, subscribe, share it. If we had a Patreon, this would be where I'd say, please donate to the Patreon to keep us on. And maybe I'll figure out Patreon one day. Who knows? The clanks from behind us, Chef Candy. And that's where we're ending the show. Boom. the things like, yeah. Probably not for the whole show.
Not the whole show. All right, all right, so half.
Okay,
the
do
show.
the last clap. Let's do it.
One last clap.
Ready?
That I have. Aaron Novak's clap, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, no.
You can just clap
That's not
it.
what I meant.
Do me a favor. Clap it and give it 10 seconds so I can actually sync the sound.
All right. Aaron Nova has the clap. Take one.
Guess what? I'm doing this shit.